going on, guys? So a while ago I posted this video to my Instagram/TikTok, and I asked if you guys wanted a tutorial on how I did that. So I thought today would be a good day to show you how, because I have a cameraman who is 6 feet away. I'm gonna use this tower back here to kind of show you from scratch how I made this hyperlapse. You need your camera, obviously. You're gonna want to turn the grid on, hold the camera out, line up the corner of a building or the tower or whatever your subject is, line it up on the grid, take a picture, take a step forward after that picture, line the grid up again, take another picture, and by the end of it you're going to have a lot of pictures depending on how many you did. Now that we got all our pictures, we're going to throw them in Lightroom. So with Lightroom open, you import all your pictures, deselect that video clip you did not need in there. Then you make all the adjustments to that first photo that you want. And once you make all those adjustments, you forget that you have not used Lightroom in a long time. So you Google how to copy and paste to all settings, and then you do what it tells you. Once you export your photos, when you are exporting, you do want to make sure that you start the number with 1 and then make it sequential from there. So when you import it in Premiere, it will copy over. So then once those are exported, you're going to open up Premiere, let it crash, close the program, restart it, and once you are in Premiere, you're going to right click in that project panel and click import. You choose just that first picture, and then you're going to want to choose this image sequence here. And what that's going to do is read all of your images as one thing and bring it in as a movie file. And you will have your little movie here, and you can see it's janky as all hell. First up, you're going to throw some warp stabilizer on it, and you can see it didn't help that much. Then what you're going to do is you're going to nest it. You're going to throw another warp stabilizer on it, and it's already looking much better. From there, I like to duplicate the clip, so you hold down Alt and you drag up from the clip and let go, and it kind of gives you a safety to go back to if you ever need it. When you right click and open in After Effects, it's going to bring it in there as a pre-comp, and you're going to throw warp stabilizer on that pre-comp and then pre-compose that. And then from there, you want to go to where you would normally do your camera tracking. It actually says stabilize motion. That's going to be what we want to click. It's like the position tracker. You just drag it onto a point of high contrast that you want. But in this case, because we put our grid on the very top of this pole, that's what we want to stabilize to, because that's what is the center of focus, I guess. If you're not familiar with it, the tracker is basically this little square is telling it the point it's going to track, and the bigger square around it is saying search this area for this point, which I probably screwed up here. If you get lucky, you could get a really good track here, but if you don't, you just go frame by frame and you drag the point up to your it's the top of the pole here, it could be the corner of a building, like whatever you are focusing on. It sounds horrible, but it's not that bad once you do it for years on end. Then you're going to apply that track to itself. X and Y. It's stabilizing it, but we still have a little bit of black on the edges. We pre-compose, remove all attributes. We're now going to throw a warp stabilizer on that again. Once that warp stabilizer is applied, you're going to play back, make sure it looks all smooth, and it looks way better than it originally did. We're getting close. There is one more step. You are going to render that out of After Effects, and we are going to throw that back into Premiere. You can see it's playing a lot smoother. Here is the original clip. Oh, that's bad. But now with all our stabilization, you can see it's not perfect, but we're not going for perfect here. We're going for a great example, and you can perfect yours. One last time, we're going to throw warp stabilizer on that again. This time with warp stabilizer, instead of that 50% of smoothness, we're going to change it to 15% because it gives you less of that jello effect. We've already done all the stabilizing at this point. This is just putting that final finesse on there, and you can see it there. It is super smooth, and that's exactly what we want. So that's your hyperlapse. From there, you can do whatever you want with it, but like I showed you the looping effect, this is how I did it, is you actually have to export that clip. I just called it _loop, bring it back in, and then you just alt drag the clip to duplicate it, speed orientation, and then you reverse the speed. And then you can kind of just copy those over, and it will loop from there. Once you have all those clips stabilized, you do whatever you want from there. So that's how I did my hyperlapse looping for Instagram. If you got any value out of it, you know what buttons to click. If you are more into the photography side, I started a podcast for photographers, just talking about their journey and why they like the hobby so much. You can check the playlist out here. That's it for this video.